few games remaining, and we are about to hop into the loser bracket final, where Slayers Alicia is about to go up against Marine King Prime. I'm DJ Wheat.
And I'm D Apollo.
And Apollo, tell you what, you know, we haven't had a chance to really spotlight Alicia that much throughout the tournament. I mean, Marine King Prime, we saw him in his opening matches during the championship pools. We, of course, saw him in an amazing matchup leading up to this point versus DRG in the winter bracket final. But I really feel like we should shed at least some light on Alicia. I mean, players should not be unfamiliar with this name. Obviously, a part of the Slayers clan, originally a Brood War gamer, but never really a pro. And it was actually, he went to the tryouts for the Slayers clan many moons ago, and he was late to it and even lost the legal mind, but he still got recruited by Boxer and Jessica as a result of his play. And here he is now, already in a top 3 position. What do you think about this matchup we got about?
I think this matchup is going to be absolutely fantastic. You can look at the win rate at MLG events here for both of these guys in this matchup. Alicia's PVT record is insane at MLG. He doesn't lose versus hardly any Terran players, but this is Marine King, who has gone toe-to-toe with the most deadly Protoss players in the world. And I'm talking Parting, I'm talking Squirtle. He beats them all. But this is going to be a great series between these two guys. They've had a great run here at MLG. Of course, Marine King 5-0 in pool play. Alicia, the unexpected guy in the top 3 here, you know, also went 4 wins and 1 loss in pool play. You know, a lot of people did overlook that. He had a great run. Yeah. And then, of course, finishing 2nd in the group, he had a fantastic run through the championship bracket as well.
I mean, and understandable why it was overlooked. Of course, this is the same group that Stefano went 5-0, going 10-2 overall, and he was kind of the story here. But as Stefano leaves, Alicia takes the spotlight, looking at an opportunity here to end up in the grand finals with DRG.
And, you know, Alicia's run outside of that as well, the Terran players he's gone through before he meets the final boss here truly is, of course, Pult in the pool play. He went through Rain in the pool play, Ganzi in the pool play, and then finally my favorite, Puma as well. This guy, man, he's just had such a good record and run in this tournament. But this is Marine King, though. As much as we look at Alicia, this is Marine King Prime. This guy is a winner.
Don't forget, guys, head on over and join in on the Xperia Sony smartphone poll. Either text Alicia1 or MKP to @poll or text 22333. Make your vote now, because you can hear those beeps. Ladies and gentlemen, it is about ready to begin. Who will go on to face DRG in the grand finals? Is it going to be Slayers Alicia, or will it be Marine King Prime? We are about to find out. Let's introduce these players in the northeast position. As the red Protoss, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Slayers Alicia. And in the southwest position, DRG wants him to win this one. He obviously wants to win this one. Give it up for the blue Terran, Marine King Prime.
And Marine King had shown weakness earlier on in this MLG against Protoss. Despite his great records overall, he did drop a map versus Grubby, narrowly winning that 2-1. But it's all about this game here. They have not met so far in this tournament. Of course, it is, once again, a best of 3. All of this coming down to one game, one series. Who is going to be able to go through to Dongregu in Toon Valley, the destination where we will find out.
Yeah, now, we mentioned early, obviously, the MLG win ratio for Alicia on or versus Terran was indeed pretty high, 91%. Don't see that too often. That has to do a lot with his participation. But even if you look at his overall record, Sean, he floats right around a 60 to 65 win ratio versus Terran. And in best of 3s, that is an absolutely game-winning ratio.
And if you think about when that sample begun and when that sample ended, that was stretched through the period of where Terran players never lost. And he still has a high, decent win rate against Terran players. So definitely excited to see what he's going to bring to the table here. Of course, he is the underdog going into this game. In Toon Valley, we already see a command center first coming down for Marine King. And Alicia is taking a second gas here, skipping up on the Zealot. So the options that Alicia's putting on the plate here is, of course, a very simple sentry-heavy expand, start to save the gas, build a sentry count, and then could lead to some 3-gate, 4-gate pressure after expanding. He could also tech here. He could go Stargate. He could go Twilight Cancel. There's a lot of options for Alicia through taking that second assimilator.
Alicia certainly setting himself up. I mean, to make it to the finals would be quite a, quite an accomplishment for him. And although I know lots of people are looking for that potential rematch between DRG and MKP, you cannot count out Alicia, and there is no doubt that Marine King Prime is sitting in that booth and going through every single option in his arsenal and what he believes Alicia is going to do here. Yeah. So I think this is going to be quite a spectacular matchup.
And it is going to be an expansion. The poll results are in. Oh wow. My God, boy, oh boy, 84% in favor of Marine King taking this series. And we are going to have an expansion down by Alicia, but he has a lot of gas banked up. We can see 250, now 160 as he does build a single sentry behind this, but that's a lot of gas banking up here, and if he does decide to use it in gateways and in sentries, that could be a very deadly push here to punish the style of Marine King, which we know time after time, command center always down. Yep. But look at what Marine King is actually doing here. He hasn't expanded yet. He's only just the second doing it, and so far Alicia has absolutely he hasn't even scouted. So Marine King's playing mind games with himself to a certain extent because he's not showing something but taking an economic hit because of it. Alicia doesn't care. He has that pro waiting to build a pylon, and extra gateways are coming down. The pylon is down. That gas is going to be used, but does the SCV see the probe? And it doesn't. It gets up the ramp unspotted.
Wow, just the right path to take here as SCV will go ahead and bunker will be put down. I want to really quickly go back to the poll, and we will have another pylon put down just outside the rocks of the third. But, I'm not surprised to see those results the way they are. A lot of people hoping to see that repeat performance from Marine King, something that has not been done here before in an MLG, especially in the new championship series and the way that that was working out. But potentially Alicia looking to write a new chapter here in the Slayer's book.
Alicia's chrono boosting his warp gates. He's getting ready to do this, but I love that he sacrificed the probe. He went up there and he just gave it away because the pylons are down. He's saying, hey, I don't have a probe. I swear, I don't have a probe, man. You killed it, right? I can't have a pylon there. Marine King's going to go and check anyway, though. And oh my God, Marine King sees a Stalker being warped in. He's going to have to add an additional bunker on. Otherwise, this may be too difficult to hold.
Is he going to throw it down? No, he sends out an SCV first. He will just out of sight of vision. Oh, he's just outside of vision. 4 Stalkers now making their way forward, and a bunch of SCVs do move out, but we haven't seen a second. We have not seen a second bunker go down yet.
Bunker. I can't believe this. That bunker's going to get wrapped around with force field, and oh my God, he doesn't actually have Zealots there, so he's actually not looking to bring that bunker down incredibly fast. He's actually targeting down the units outside of it.
Yes, he is. 1 sentry already gone down, a couple of Stalkers as well. And with those Marauders come out, he has to momentarily take a breather on this attack. Still, no second bunker going down. Marine King Prime confident that he's going to be able to hold off of this. He now has this reactor going, the tech lab obviously producing, stim is about to complete, and I think that is going to be that dangerous opportunity when the window will close. And you know, Alicia senses this. He knows it. He saw that there wasn't stim, that nothing was popped, but he knows that it's got to be on the way, especially with the style that Marine King often plays.
And Marine King, just staying on that single bunker, had so many SCVs wrapped around it, and he did see it incoming, so he had time to get ready to repair it, which is probably the main reason why that didn't work there. But we do have the +1 armor, Zealot charge maybe to follow this, and I say maybe because he's gone Templar Archive so incredibly fast here. If he gets Zealot charge, he can't really afford to bank gas ready for Archons here. So without Zealot charge, his army becomes a lot weaker, and he's gonna have to rely on force fields mainly here. And he is starting to save up that gas, so we'll go immediately over into Archons, or High Templar into Archons. But we're about to have a very painful follow-up from Marine King, who hasn't thrown a 3rd command center down yet. He's currently sitting on 3 barracks, and medivacs are on the way. +1 attack has finished with +1 armor on the way as well. The command center has gone down to follow up his economy behind this, but this push is going to hurt.
This is the 10 minutes of terror. This is the moment when those medevacs come out. We see those upgrades really starting to coincide with one another and hitting. Now the Stalker does see this as he makes his march across the map, so he will have some time to prepare for that. There are 5 sentries here, each of them with a few force fields. It looks like at least 2 on each one, or at least will have that much by the time he gets there. The amount of units here is not an exorbitant amount of units quite yet. So we'll see just what Marine King Prime's going to do. Is he going to just attack for the front? Will he try to go for some drop play? I think he may attack the front if he feels like he cannot bust through. Then we'll see the drops come out. But either way, there are some High Templar being hidden here from the front of the ramp.
Yeah.
They're back in the mineral line.
Storm is done in 3
done.
seconds, so it's going to
is.
be ready, and he's hiding those away. And this could be quite a deadly little sting here. Instead of going straight to Archons, he took the time to research Storm and get it out. Now Marine King with his medivacs looking for an opening, waiting for the factory to give him vision to see what exactly Alicia has there. Doesn't see any Archons whatsoever. Marine King could be pulled into a trap.
He could be. He just checks for the third. See if the rocks are still down. Looks like that third command center is down, but Alicia has put a zealot down there to try to disrupt that. There we see the force fields move down. Is he going to pick up and go in? Yes, 3 medevacs full up. And oh, there's the storm dropped on top of these units as they start to come out. But the High Templar are picked up. No Archons there. In comes another reinforcement here from the Protoss, and he will go ahead and pick up. Oh, that medevac's so low, but he manages to get those units out there. The supplies still about even, but in favor of Marine King. He does lose a few units there, and of course has some very low medevacs, has to be careful.
That was a great little trap there by Alicia, but he did lose 2 High Templar, and he's launching a counterattack now, knowing that Marine King is weak. He delayed the 3rd command center a little bit. These Zealots are trying to slow Marine King down, but they will get thrown away. But Alicia's charging down. He has 1 High Templar, I think, with his army, 2 High Templar, 2 Storms available shortly. There's no ghosts. He has to rely on his army control once again, and on Entombed Valley, this is a very narrow choke point here where Storm can work wonders.
Yeah, and he does not have energy for Storm quite yet. The force fields go down. Zealots in the front, starting to rip through all of these units here. Oh, and the Storm right on top of those units. Tries to pick up and bring it back, but has to be careful. Many of those medevacs very, very low.
Oh, the secondary Storm doesn't get what he wants from that, and he does enough to actually push the 3rd command center back. And Alicia in a great position here, but the longer this goes on, the worse it gets for Alicia, because he doesn't really have a long-term plan. The 3rd Nexus is so late.
Some nice pickups yet again. That medevac about ready to go down, but the Zealot numbers are following. Alicia does a great job of keeping those sentries alive, however, and he has denied any mining. And oh, I think this orbital command, he needs to get the repair on that. It is down to 60 hit points right now. There it is. And here we go from the back. Choke is not the greatest place for Alicia to fight, and so he is going to be forced out of here.
I mean, he's pushing his Archons up there to get the medivacs, which is helping out a lot, but that's a really cost-efficient attack there. He's warping in 3 High Templar. If he can wait a little bit and just get, or 4 High Templar are there actually, if he can wait and get 4 Storms and then go in again in that same choke point, and Marine King can be like, yeah, I'll defend in there, but Alicia can storm in there as well, and that's what he seems to be gearing up towards. He is continuing to upgrade, plus 3 armor, plus 1 attack on the way. The 3rd base is down for Alicia, so he's by no means out of it, but look at Marine King, so smartly adding on supply depots to consistently stop the units walking up.
Yeah, I mean, creating these chokes himself. The one thing that we still have not seen is a Ghost Academy.
Yeah.
And no real way to deal with, you know, these Archons other than just sheer DPS of his bio. We do have another Storm going down, at most damaging a few units and the SCV building, and he decides to go for the front, but the Zealots really ineffective there, not even attacking, trying to bait the units out here so he can get some Storms down, and those 2 Storms do bait these units. Nicely done. It looks like the Zealots are going to rip through, but unfortunately,
it's not enough.
Yeah, I mean, with charge on cooldown, you know, there was a very small surface area for those Zealots to do the job they need to do, and I feel like Alicia actually lost a little bit more than he needed to. You can see that he's almost exclusively Zealots here. He has the Archons and a few sentries.
One thing to note is look how little, the SCVs are on that 3rd base. If you look at that 3rd base, there were no SCVs there, and he hadn't been mining from it at all, really. Only just now sending the transfer over, always under threat, because of course the command center was in the main. He didn't want to transfer there in case it was breached. And now Marine King's fully mining from that third base, despite having that third command center up for so long. Alicia's done a great job of stalling the economy of his opponent as well. Alicia's mid-transition of Colossus, we have +2 attack, +3 armor, almost finished, with a second robotics facility coming on. Right now, Marine King, as stubborn as he is, he does not have a Ghost Academy again. This is something we see so much from Marine King. I don't know how he does it, but he splits like Moses when he tries against these storms, and it always works for him.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. I mean, only if he's in a forced choke where the force fields don't allow him to split, do you really see him take a lot of damage. And now he's moving up with this huge squadron of medevacs and bio following behind.
Oh,
nice preemptive High Templar, of course, softening up a lot of these units and some medevacs. He is going to lose both of those, so one less Archon he will have.
Only halfway from being complete, and there's so many Marauders here.
So many.
To actually, you know, soak the damage of the storm. Alicia's not ready to fight. That's what these forces are down for. He needs thermal lance. He needs 2 extra Colossus to actually hold this. It's such a scary army for Marine King.
It is, and here we have the Zealots moving forward. Only a small portion of the army will stem. There are now 2 Colossus out, no Vikings, and every single Zealot that Alicia is giving up here is going to allow Marine King to engage this army much better. The attacks from both sides while Zealots come down the ramp. A 3rd Colossus joins in the mix, but the force fields and the sentry count is very low. And the moment he throws those out, he's no longer going to have those as a defense. And look at this, we got a load up here, going to the natural, SCV following just in case he might need a repair. And this is going to be deadly, it's going to split this army up.
And that's going to open up the natural, and I think Marine King's going to jump on the natural in a second to try to take the high ground away from Alicia. He's running up, but Alicia gets there just in the nick of time. 3-3, staring down at Marine King, doesn't really want to take a big fight before that 3-3 upgrade actually finishes here, and I think that's keeping him away from actually running up that natural. It's 5-10 seconds away.
Yes, it is, and he looks like he's going to go for it. Now splitting up once again, a bunch of units coming in through the main ramp, also sending in a ton through the west ramp. He does try to target down one of the Colossus. It does live, and we will see, gosh, the retention of his units is absolutely insane. As he's taking out Zealots, he almost was able to get a Colossus, but Alicia holding on so well. I mean, yeah, he's losing Zealots right now, and that's something that he can easily just get back.
His flank was covered though by Archons and a single Colossus, and Alicia's doing a fantastic job taking a 30 supply lead. Both of these guys have their units on a leash, consistently ripping them back. As soon as charge is activated, he pulls them back. As soon as stim is activated, he pulls them back. And Alicia survives the pressure of Marine King once again, and now has 5-7 Colossus out. He has 3 High Templar out. And oh my god, this is so difficult for Marine King, who doesn't have the weapons necessary
I mean,
to fight against Alicia.
A little bit of stubbornness there, as he thought he was going to be able to go and do the damage, split that army because of the drops, and then go in and you know, possibly take out that natural or the 3rd. But as a result, he really didn't start his Viking production until midway through that battle. He's now sitting here with about 6, and that will help him if the position is good. There's not a whole lot of anti-air right now.
And the Vikings don't have an upgrade either. The Colossus have +3 armor. They're not going anywhere anytime soon. Storms are coming down. The planetary fortress so close to falling. Is Alicia seriously doing this here?
I think he might. This planetary looks like it's going to fall, and it will. A bunch of Stalkers go in to replace the supply of the Zealots, and that is going to put Alicia in a great position as he retains nearly all of his Colossus. Only one had fallen during that battle, but another coming to reinforce. He's even going to get a couple of free medevacs there. It is now 151 supplied to 100, and Alicia could take game number 1.
Only 2 medevacs, only 2 Vikings. He can't deal with anything here. Alicia has played such a patient game, going from aggression to defense, and I can't believe, you know, how well he's actually showing us how he can play here. He wants to go against Dongrigu. He wants to show you that he can win a title, and well, he's doing it right now. Marine King on the back foot here. 3 base versus 4 base. High Templar ready. They have storms locked and loaded, ready to rain down here, DJ Weed.
Yeah, that's going to be a great situation here for Alicia, as he's also going to be able to hit any storms. I mean, as soon as these High Templar have energy, they're just a couple of ticks away, and there it is, now 4 storms ready to go. He moves forward, and even one stim, it's going to bottleneck, and there it is, the storms plaster all those units. That's going to allow him to get the remainder of the Vikings and the last medevacs that are alive. The Zealots rush in to do the damage, and this might be it. He's pushing into the third, the last of the Bioforce. There it is, GG! Alicia takes game number 1.
To the surprise of many, 84% on the poll, and Alicia throws that out the booth and says, hey guys, I'm here to win.
Big time. Let's shoot it on over to our analyst desk. Tastosis, game number 1, MKP falls.
Alicia's looking pretty damn impressive, but I do have to point out, I think Marine King made some pretty fundamental mistakes in that game. There was this point in time early on, you see him, he attacked while he was expanding. He was making his third base, but also attacking.
He overcommitted in that natural a bit,
Yeah, he definitely did. But, yeah, Alicia played very damn well.
Yeah, he played pretty dominatingly, but when he was attacking those depots, that complete depot wall with the arc of Marines and Marauders over and over, I got nervous for a bit. I'm like, whoa, you can take this. What are you doing? But still managed to really good Colossus switch there.
Yeah, overall, you know, they made a few mistakes here and there, but it was a pretty impressive game.
All right, any final thoughts, Paul?
I don't know. What do you think, Artosis? You know how greedy Marine King likes to play and the corners he cuts. Do you think that he needs to kind of, suck it in a little bit? Like +1 Vikings, the Ghost Academy, and stuff like this. Not really looking for the all-round composition, but kind of focusing on only Marine Marauder Medivac. Is that something that he's overlooking a bit, or?
You know, I actually kind of like a lot of Marine Marauder Medevac on Entombed, just because you can kind of sit at the bottom of their ramp. But I think against Alicia actually is a really top-tier PvTer, so cutting corners against him might be smart, just because it's going to be such a hard match anyways.
Yeah, I agree.
So I'm not too upset about that. I just want Marine King to make sure he's very careful about where he commits. Like when he overcommitted at the natural with that drop early on, that was a bit bad. He got stormed, had to try to pick up and get out of there. That was a little bit too much. You have to be careful and give him respect. If he's sitting on like 2 base, you can't really drop him.
All right, guys. Well, we're going to take a commercial break. We're going to come back game 2. Will Alicia in MKP's tournament run here, or will MKP bring it back? We're going to find out when we return, guys. Make some noise. The MLG Championship Sunday here for the Spring Championships is about to conclude. We'll be right back.